Hello, Set Paint and Play fans. This is Set Paint and Play as always. Basically, I'm just going to be going through the Nurgle Start Collecting box set. This is for players who are newer and/or players who want to know what is in this box set to either start an army or build onto their pre-existing army. Basically, this is not really going to be all that in depth. I'm not going to talk about statistics and things like that too much. I'll just be re-emphasizing special rules, things like that, just to see if you can kind of mesh it with your own army or if it'd be a good start for you starting with an army. Personally, I think Necrons are one of the best starting armies for any player because they're very simple. They have very few special rules. Their guns are very much their stat lines are all very much the same, and they're powerful. They really can be, and they have some really good units. They're a little bit slower, so you kind of have to learn to work with that and to work an army at a smaller, more medium range. But then, that becomes easier once you get into things like Space Marines and stuff that have more long-range weaponry and a lot more special rules to mess with. So you don't learn the game as much with them because they have less things you have to learn along the way, but they're a good starting army for anybody who's getting started. So basically, Necrons here, we're looking at an Overlord, a Triox Stalker, some Scarab Swarms, and some Necron Warriors. Your Overlord, definitely going to be needing to attach him to... Pretty much you're going to run this whole group as a solid unit. Outside of your Scarab Swarms, pretty much you're going to want to run everybody together. Your Overlord is going to have his Reanimation Protocol. You could probably equip him with a Reanimation Orb so that your warriors are standing back up after they die. He is going to be your strong point as far as your melee. If you trade out his... I'm pretty sure you can trade out his Staff of Light for something else. But Overlord's, just a good leader. Keep him with your group. Reanimation Protocol. Reanimation Protocols, if any Necron warrior is killed, and this has to be just like any troop choice, is killed on a 5+, you can stand them back up for your new players. So basically, they're pretty much zombies. They're awesome. You kill them, and then they stand back up, and a lot of the times, it's on a 5+, but I know there are different variables that can help you stand them up on things other than a 5+, if I remember properly, so don't quote me on that. Then you have your warriors, obviously your bread and butter. These guys can glance a Land Raider to death, so have no fear of having plenty of them. Your Triox Stalker, really not strong armor-wise, has decent shooting, but its weapons are really where it's at, and it's got quantum shielding, which is going to give you some grace on some of your saves, because you're looking at 11 on all sides, front, side, and rear for your armor values. You have living metal with this guy, and you basically ignore Cruise Shaken. Heavy and super heavies also gain back a hull point on a 6. So basically you just roll that, I'm assuming, at the beginning of your movement phase, and you pretty much get your hull point back. So it's very much possible for this guy to be very survivable. And then you have your Scarabs. If you're fighting a vehicle, you auto glance on the 6. So they are fearless, and they are also a swarm. So watch out for those Astra Militarum battle tanks. But outside of that, Scarab Swarms can be pretty stinking powerful. A good distraction unit. Definitely good for flanking, like a vehicle or something like that, while your Necrons pretty much just walk straight into the fire. They're a really awesome army to start with, and I highly recommend this. This is probably one of my best videos I've made for this series so far. The rest of them sucked. So yeah, that's Necrons. We're looking at 421 points at a basic level, and I think... this is how little upgrades that they have. 431 points maxed out. So really, they hardly have any upgrades, but they're still super useful. So, that is that for those guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and keep on wargaming.